Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Desire. If you guys are new to the channel, then do subscribe it. And today's video is a little bit different because it is a combination of all the videos which I made for geography, and it is going to include how to use big map efficiently, and it includes world map as well as India map, as you guys have requested to post everything together. So that's why I'm making this particular video, and it is going to also include my own notes which I made for maps and how I used to practice map. So that video is also there. Along with it, I have also shared how to make DIY globe. It is very simple, and that video is also there. And it also include how to draw world map quickly, and in very basic steps I have explained how you guys can remember it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's begin.
Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Desire. Today we'll see how to use big maps for UPSC. Hello everyone, so today we'll see how we can use these big maps for our map practice. So these are not just for a display, but actually we can use this to practice and to remember and revise our maps. I have purchased Indian political map which is around 70 centimeters by 100 centimeters big. It is laminated one, but the people who have paper map, they can use this kind of a plastic transparent sheet and they can cover their map, and we can use this whiteboard markers to practice. So now the map which we have pasted on the wall, it almost acts like a whiteboard, and we can practice n number of things on it. So here I'll be showing few things which I practice on it, and you can try a lot many more. So very basic, I am drawing Tropic of Cancer and the line which India follows for time, which is 82.5 degree. So this also helps us to remember what are the cities which pass through these lines. And I'm also drawing a line for the states which are on the coastal areas and the states which are bordering to our neighbor countries. So this also helps us to remember which are the states which have boundaries with our foreign nations. Now I am practicing some of the major lines which divide the Indian subcontinent. So it's the Durand line. This is the Red Cliff line dividing Pakistan and India. It's also on the Bangladesh side. This is the McMahon line between India and China, and the line separating Myanmar and India. So currently I am practicing the river system. So this is Indus river system. So here I am marking out the tributaries. So it's Satluj, Ravi, Chenab, Jhelum. Above it's Gilgit, Shyok. And now the Ganga river system. So here we can practice, we can locate it or from which state it passed, we can erase, relocate. So now I'm drawing the Brahma river system and adding tributaries to the Ganga river system. Personally, I really enjoy this method, and I found this very useful because whenever I take a break or whenever I have some free time, I always practice on these maps and I try to locate the river systems and different things on it. So this really helps me to get an idea where the particular thing is located and in which of the states. So it's really helpful. So this method not just help us in practicing things, but it also helps us to remember things in much better way and in more accurate manner, because here we can see in which state particular things are, what are the districts are there. So in particularity, it's very good to refer. When it comes to memorizing the maps, the most important thing is we keep on practicing repeatedly the things. So that is the only way we can remember the boundaries, the particular locations. It's very important that we practice and repeatedly. And for this, for me, this particular method works really well, because here I can draw and redraw again and again. Now I'm practicing some of the important ranges: Aravalli range, Vindhya range, Satpura range. I wanted to memorize this northeastern part of India, so I just followed and overlaid on the same map. So here I marked the outer boundary which it shares with other countries and the inner boundaries within the Seven Sisters. So this helped me to memorize it in much better way. Now I am practicing that which state is having boundaries with how many states. So here I have taken UP as it shares maximum number of boundaries with other states. The maps which are stick on our walls, they are not just for a display and only learn things, but it is more than it. We can practice on it, we can also revise things on it, we can mark things out, we can locate things over it, like the mountains are there, glaciers, biodiversities. So all these things we can mark on it, we can keep on revising, and we can also take small tests. We can just to check how much we are able to memorize. We can draw and then we can check into the atlas or from our notes. And also it helps us when we are doing the static syllabus, when we are reading about what are the ranges, what are the mountain peaks, what are the lakes are there. So at that time also we can keep on locating over there, so it will give us an accurate idea about it. Also when we are reading the current affairs, so at that point of time also we can keep on locating things over there, and we can keep it for 2 to 3 days or 1 week, so it will retain in our memory for a longer duration of time. So this was all which I wanted to share in this particular video. In my upcoming video I'll be sharing that how I do map practice in the smaller maps, and also how I make notes for it, and also I'll be sharing how I make very quick diagrams and very quick maps, and I'll be locating things on it. Thank you everyone for watching this particular video. If you guys have any doubt, you can mention in the comment section below. I'll try to answer it. And if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe to it and press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Desire. In today's video we'll see how we can use Big World Map for UPSC. As we all are preparing for UPSC, mostly all of us have this poster size map, the big ones. So this particular map is 70 centimeters by 100 centimeter. It's a huge map. It's a laminated one. So here I'm using it as a whiteboard to learn things. If you don't have the laminated one, do not need to worry. You can simply use the paper map, and you can just apply a plain transparent sheet above it so that it can act as a whiteboard marker. I have shown this method in my earlier video where I have shown how to use the big map of India for UPSC preparation. Link for that particular video is given in description box, so you guys can go there and check it out. In today's video I'll show what all things I practice on this big map, which actually has helped me to learn things and remember places accurately, and this really helps me. So let's get started. We can begin with the very basic 0 degree, which is equator, and on top of it 23.5 north is Tropic of Cancer. So many questions are asked which of the countries are passing through these lines. Also the Tropic of Capricorn is important, 23.5 south. So it will be good that we draw these lines and try to remember the countries, and as the map is in front of us, so it will be easy to remember. And along with that we can also see what are the countries which pass through Arctic and Antarctic circles. Prime meridian line is also very important, that which countries passes through it. Now I am simply practicing and drawing the line of the continents of the world. So this exercise helped me to remember the shape of the continents. So I practice it on this particular big map and also on the small maps. But this particular exercise also helps me to remember that from which country how many lines are passing. So for example, in Africa passes through all the 3 equator, Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. Advantage of having a big map is we can draw, we can redraw, we can erase things. It's very good to practice. But apart from practicing the whole world, we can also practice the small portions. For example, what I'm doing here is I'm practicing the physical features present in North America. Here I'm drawing the Rocky Mountains, so it's just the representative thing. So this exercise helps me to remember which are the physical features present over there, and I'm also highlighting what are the important seas are there, what are the oceans it surrounds. Also marking the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean Sea, and marking the lakes, Great Lakes present in North America. Now marking out the Great Plains. Here I am marking Andes Mountain, the Amazon Basin. So here I am practicing the physical features for South America as well. What are the straits present over here? What are the oceans it surrounds? Apart from all this, we can also practice which of the portions are called Central America, which are the particular countries which are included in Latin America, which are the countries which are part of Central America. So all these questions can be part of prelims, so small facts but very important. We can practice it over here. Now I will be marking out some of the important physical features of Africa. So here I am marking out Sahara Desert. It's a very prominent and important location over here. Marking Gulf of Guinea, Mediterranean Sea on north. It is also important and lot of questions can be formed, especially for prelims, that what all countries it surrounds. Red Sea is there. Then Gulf of Aden. So this is important area. Horn of Africa, most important, mostly a lot of current affair issues formed near this particular point. There are some straits, and also we can again practice what all the lines it passes through: Capricorn, Equator, Tropic of Cancer. There are a lot of important lakes which are present. Example, Lake Victoria is there, Lake Turkana is there, Lake Albert is there, Lake Chad is there. So we can mark all those things out and practice it. Most important, River Nile flows in Africa, so it's very important. Its location is very important. Now I will be marking out some of the important water bodies. So Black Sea is there, present near Europe. Beside is there is a Caspian Sea. Beside it, between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, there is Aral Sea. Then Persian Gulf is very important. Next to it there is Gulf of Oman, and this particular area is also in news, in current affairs. Then there is South China Sea. It is also the current affair portion. Then East China Sea. Then North Pacific Ocean. East Siberian Sea. Then Laptev Sea. So these are the particular seas, and the seas of the Indian Ocean. This particular area, the Indonesia is there, the area near South China Sea. It's a very disputed area and also in news, in current affairs. The Philippines portion is over there. So all these areas we can practice it, we can keep on highlighting, so we can able to remember these things for very longer period of time. Now I will practice ocean current. So first of all, I am drawing the equator, then the north equatorial current. It goes toward the Caribbean Sea, and then Gulf Stream. Then it moves as North Atlantic drift towards the north. Some current also diverges due to the Atlantic ridge present in between, and after hitting few coast, it turns out to be the Canary current. And now in the southern hemisphere, the south equatorial current is there, then the Brazilian current, and then it moves down as the west wind drift, and it again turns out and come as Venezuela current. In this ocean current cycle, in the northern hemisphere, a Sargasso Sea is formed, which is also very important phenomena. There are many different ocean currents are present, and we can practice all this on the map. So practicing it and keeping in front of our eyes will help us to remember it for a longer duration. Now I am marking out the points of International North-South Transport Corridor. So it goes from India to Bandar Abbas in Iran, and then to Azerbaijan, into Moscow, and then St. Petersburg in Russia. So connecting all these dots. So this particular route is north-south transport corridor, and now I am drawing out the standard route. So it was a very long route. This particular corridor was also in news for a very long time, so it's also very important for us. We all already saw what are the benefits of having the big map, but once again I would like to tell what are the benefits of using this big world map. First of all, it is always in front of your eyes, so whatever things are there, it is always there. So whenever you take a break from your learning and you just look at it, so it will be very easy for you to remember places. Second, the map as whiteboard, so it is laminated. We can practice a number of things on it. We can draw, redraw, we can erase things out, we can just practice, and we can always have a comparison that what all the things we are able to remember. Third, it is accurate and it have details, so whenever we are watching the current affairs video or reading the current affair magazine, we can also mark things out there which we need to draw it in the map or draw it in our notes, so it is a very quick point over there. Fourth, it's a fun learning. We can, whenever we are free, we take a study break. In between also we can just sit with our markers and we can try to draw things on top of it. We don't have to take some extra time out of our studies and practice it out. It's just the free time where we are doodling and learning things, so it is also very different from what we do. We write notes, so it's a different medium, and it is fun to learn things. If you guys like this video, then please give a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, then subscribe it and also press the bell icon to get the notification of the upcoming new video. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Desire. In today's video we will see how to practice maps, and I will be showing my own notes which I made for maps. Before starting today's map video, I would like to inform that earlier I have made how to use big maps efficiently. So if you guys have not watched it, you can watch it. The link is given in the description. So let's start today's video. So first of all, the most important thing which we need to do map practice or to learn maps is the atlas. So I have purchased this Orient Black Swan atlas, and I use this particular one to practice and learn maps. But the most important thing which we need is we need to practice these maps. So for that I have purchased this blank maps from the market. I have purchased a political map for the world for India and a physical map for India. So I have purchased this blank map, so whenever I learn something new, I practice in this particular maps. This also helps me to learn things, and also it helps me to memorize map in a much better way. Basically, whatever new concept which I learned from atlas, for example, if there are river systems are there, mountains are there, ranges are there, so I read from this particular thing and I practice on this empty map. And now I would like to show some of the maps which I practiced. So I have done this. So whatever this is the empty map which I practiced. There are some river systems which I learned, so I just marked those things out here. River system, their tributaries. Similarly, so there are the notes which I have written here, and in just continuation of it I have pasted the map. So this 2-3 pages consist of the entire notes for my river systems. I don't wanted to make it a clutter space, so I just drawn 2 river systems here, the Ganga river system and the Indus river system. So these empty maps really helps us to practice when we are in the beginning, and after, like once we are very familiar with this kind of maps and we know which rivers are flowing or which are the mountain ranges or
other lakes, dams are there, then we can move ahead a little bit more and we can draw map on our own and mark things on it. But in the beginning, I think this is sufficient, and it is very good in the initial phases that we have this empty maps and we keep on practicing the things which we are learning. Either it's the static portion or the dynamic, the current affairs which are going on, we can also keep on marking it, and we can include and we can just clip it in our notes also. Now I will show the maps which I make during my revision, a very quick maps. So this is some of the prelims questions which I practiced for the June. So it, for the revision thing, I did this. So what I have done here, so there are some questions which were in the current affairs, so I have tried to draw maps of it, and there are, if you can see, here is a very quick map which I made. So these kind of small diagrams we can include during when we are practicing for mains, the mains also writing. So at that point of time we don't have so much time that we can make a very perfect map which are aligned, but just a graphic representation is enough and we are good. So these really helps in the mains answer writing, these kind of maps, very short and representative, so these makes our answer more efficient. So I have made a lot of maps. So there was a question regarding this Gilgit region, so I have tried to make a small map of it. So the India-Pakistan border, so there is a small portion which is touching India and Afghanistan. China is there, so what are the areas which are disputed, which are the areas are claimed by India. So I try to make a small map of it, so it just refreshes the image, the boundary, and also it also helps in the prelims, but it also enhances our memory, so we can make similar things, and that helps in our mains paper. And similarly I have done, so river system I made earlier also, but during revision whatever I recall, so I just made a small diagram here also. Similar things I have done for other things also. So there was a question regarding this Arctic Circle, Arctic Ocean, so I try to make some maps. So if a similar type of questions come into mains also, so I can just make a small diagram over here and I can just explain the issue next to it. If there is a question regarding national park or we have to explain, so we can just make a very quick diagram like this. So it just take around like 30 to 40 seconds to make this small diagram, but it really helps us to gain a little more extra marks. So I have practiced a lot of maps like this. It's regarding the tectonic plates. So wherever I get a questions regarding which are related to geography, so I always try to draw in practicing the map. This also helps me to get the shape of the areas right, but it also helps me to keep the things remember in my memory for a longer duration of time. So I have marked the tiger reserves. So there was a question regarding the pairs of the tiger reserves, so I have drawn map of India and then I have marked the tiger reserves which are present there. Regarding the east flowing rivers, so for that also I have drawn this Western Ghats are there, and what are the eastern flowing rivers. About the Tista river, so I have just made a small, a very quick diagram, so it's take just 10 seconds, 20 seconds to draw it. And somewhere for my practice also what I have done, I just taken a cutout of these maps and I have also marked some of the things here. So I don't wanted to waste my time over here and also want to keep a good note of the things. So if the question is regarding international north-south transport corridor, so I have just marked things out over here. how it goes from India till Russia. So what are the things which come in between? Similarly for this also, so the question was regarding the Black Sea and the Sea of Marmara. So I just try to locate it things over here, but on top of it I also try to make a small handmade diagram which I can use for my means, and this is for a better location of the areas. Also a very quick map of India and about the timelines, what are the about the longitude, so which are the, so there are a lot of questions, the longitude will be given and how many cities are passing through it, so we can just practice things here. So this also helps when we are attempting our prelims, so we can just make this quick diagrams and we can avoid little confusions which we can have at that point of time. One more thing I would like to share, when we are practicing maps, we can also we can draw the diagrams, but what we can also do is if we want to show how many states are connecting, or there is a question regarding what are the countries which are surrounding, so we can also try this kind of diagrams if you are not good with making very quick diagrams like this, so or such a diagrams, if you are not able to draw such kind of diagrams, you can also attempt this kind of a method where you can just show the main location and arrow out the nearby locations and just mark out which is the east, west or southwest direction. So this can also help. This thing also helps, you can just arrange things. So there are a lot of questions in the prelims, arrange the following states or following location, or there are some questions if you are going from north to south, so which are the centuries which come. So you can also when we are reading things, we can also arrange things. We can just write the name of the state and we can show the arrows greater than or smaller than, so these also, or north to south, and we can arrange names like this. So these are the also techniques where we can learn maps, but here we are not drawing anything, but we are learning a lot, and which gives a lot of clarity that we are going from north to south or from south to north. This is my strategy for practicing the map. So first of all, there is Atlas, from where we can take a reference and we can learn new things. So obviously Atlas is the main source. Whatever we read in current affairs, we can just refer to the Atlas or the maps which we have in front of ourselves. We can just mark things over there in the big maps which we have in front of our study area. If you guys don't have those huge big maps, you can also mark the things in your Atlas, so both things can work. And also by having this blank maps, so practicing on blank maps also works. And after a point of time we are good with the things, we can also go for this hand drawn small diagrams, or we can just use the arrow method. So whatever method suits to you and you are comfortable and you can quickly draw it, you can go with that particular method in your exams.
These are the methods and techniques which I use to practice and learn maps, but you can use other techniques also if you are comfortable into them. If you guys like this video, give a thumbs up, and if you guys have any doubts, you can post it in the comment section. I'll try to answer it, and also share your valuable views. Thank you guys for watching this particular video. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Desire. In today's video, we'll see how we can make our own globe. To make this DIY globe, first of all I have taken this template printout from internet and I have shared the link for the same in the description box. After having a printout, first step we need to do is to cut out the triangles and leaving one space on the one of the side and cutting the entire edge on the other side of the template. So you can see in this video. Second step, so here I have taken a glue and I am going to apply it on the side where I have left some extra edge and sticking the other edge which I have cutted completely. And this is the step which I am going to follow for this entire series. As we keep on sticking more of these surfaces, we'll start to get a curved surface of the globe. When I'm making this globe, I'm sticking the edges on the alternative side so I can get space to stick all the things properly. If we go and stick all the things from one side, so it will be difficult to go ahead with other strips. So as you can see, so first of the hemisphere I have completed, and afterward I am doing the next. Just by sticking the strips to one another, here I have completely got the two hemisphere, east and western hemispheres of the globe. And after completing all the strips, I will be joining both the hemispheres and it will give me a complete globe. Joining both the parts of the globe is little bit tricky, so here in this portion we have to little bit patient and we have to be little bit more careful. And if some of the parts are not sticking well or not able to join, so we can do a small cut. As you guys can see, I have done a small center cut in the middle of the globe on the latitude, and after it you can adjust and try to glue it with help of scissors, or because our fingers won't be able to reach out there. So now we are ready to use our own DIY globe. Let's see what are the advantages of having a globe. First of all, the shape, the size and the direction all are shown accurately on a globe. So this promotes our visual accuracy, and overall this help us to form accurate mental maps, because if we have the world map, it helps us to see the entire world at a one time. But the disadvantage is that it may give us a distorted image and direction when we are learning some of the concepts regarding geography like ocean currents. So we can use the globe to clear out our doubts and have a better picture. If you guys like this video, give a thumbs up, and if you have any doubt, mention in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to stay updated. Thanks everyone.
Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Desire. In today's video, we'll learn how to draw world map quickly. 2 days ago, there was a questionnaire in my community post, and a lot of you people have, almost 73% of people voted for how to draw quickly world map. So today's video will be all about that. Though less number of people have voted for India map, but I have received a lot of comments for how to draw India map quickly. So I'll be doing it in next video session. Otherwise, this particular video will be too long. And if you guys have not watched my earlier videos regarding maps, you guys can watch that, and the link is given in description below. So I have made videos regarding how to make notes for the map, also how to use the big poster size map which we have in our study areas. So please go and check it out, the link is in the description below. Let's begin today's video, and we will be drawing sketch of the world map. I am saying sketch of the world map because it will be not the exact world map, but it will more or less look like the world map, which will give the examiner or anyone else who is looking at our answer sheets or note, it will give them resemblance of the world map. So for practicing world map, what I do personally is I have taken this A4 paper sheets and I have drawn margins on these paper sheets, as you can see. So these margins are same which we get in our answer writing sheets which is provided by UPSC. So one margin is over here, second margin is over here, and on top margin there is a question written. So exactly we have this much amount of space where we can draw the world map. So yes, we'll begin. So first it is the sketch because it will look alike like the world map, and we'll try to draw more features. So what strategy I follow to make my world map look more accurate is to remember some of the important locations which give certain directions in the world map, the shapes which are there. So what are the particular location it has. So on that basis I try to remember the world map, and on that basis only I also practice the world map. So let's start, and I'll by drawing I'll show what are the locations through which I am able to remember the world map. So first of all we'll start with making this North America. So here in North America, here when we turn, so there is a Hudson Bay. So we know in this C shape there is a Hudson Bay. So we'll draw, and then there is a sharp line over here, and there is a Gulf of Mexico. So we also know we have to draw again a cavity over here. So it's a Gulf of Mexico, and then at the end there is a Panama City, which is the southernmost end of the North America, and then it has a very prominent shape over here, and Alaska, the tip we have to remember. So this is almost the shape, and one more thing is over here, this Greenland. So this consists of North America. So we are able to draw accurately because we know in between this Alaska and this Greenland there is a Baffin's Bay. Over here it's a Hudson Bay. This portion is Alaska, and here we know there is a Gulf of Mexico, and here there are small islands, Cuba. So we can draw some dots over here, so it will give the same resemblance. And at the end there is Mexico, and going more trim and trim, there is at the end there is a Panama City point over here. Then we'll draw this. So the South America has a very prominent specific shape. It's almost a conical ice cream like shape, so which we can easily remember. And just from Mexico is here. So from Mexico we can draw the starting point of the Africa, and Africa is also have a very prominent shape which we can easily remember if we practice. So there is a Horn of Africa. This Horn of Africa has to be there in the map, so it will give the resemblance. Then Madagascar is present over here. So it almost look like almost some of the portion of the map has been drawn, and now we have to be little bit careful. So here on the northernmost part of the Africa there is Mediterranean Sea. So we have to just make some, we have to be careful while drawing it that Mediterranean Sea has to be there. So there has to be some gap between Mediterranean Sea and the Europe. And here there is UK, Britain. Then this, and we know it goes like this. And here is Mediterranean Sea, and between Africa and Saudi Arabia, Yemen, there is Red Sea also. So we have to leave some gap for it. And here also when we start to draw this Pakistan and this India, we have to remember there is Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. So we have to leave a gap for that also. So this will also enhance our map, and it will give more resemblance to the actual scale map only. And then when we go downward, it have started the portion. We are drawing Asia. Then it is approximately like this. And over here, when we have drawn this, there is and below it is Australia. And to remember the location of Australia, we can also remember that where the Africa ends, Australia also ends similar on the same line. And this is the, and in between there is Malaysia, there is Indonesia, and Philippines. All these are there, and here Japan is present. Near to Australia, New Zealand is also present. So this has given a lot of resemblance to the world map. And near for Antarctica is just below it. This South America, Africa, and Australia. But where the tip of South America comes, Antarctica is also near to it. So we can practice it multiple times. So it is almost the same which I have drawn earlier. So you guys can also practice it multiple times, and the shape and the accuracy of the map can keep on varying according to your practice level and how much command you have on your drawing or making the sketch. And it can be very rough also. For your reference, I'll be writing the locations which I have said, and which are reference points which can help you to remember the world map in much better way. So over here between Greenland and this Canada, Alaska, there is a Baffin Bay. Yes, so there is a Baffin Bay over here, Hudson Bay, this particular portion is Alaska, this is Gulf of Mexico, this end is Panama, and you can take this from here, Mexico. Over here there is a Mediterranean Sea, and by this it's here. This particular portion is Mediterranean Sea. This is the Red Sea. This is Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman. This small is Madagascar, Japan. Over here there are Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and over here is New Zealand, and this is Antarctica, and this is Greenland. So as these particular locations will help you to identify and will help you to remember the world map in much better way, and you'll be able to draw it more accurately, and it will and you can use this map in multiple ways. You can locate things over here, resources, about plates which are there, what are the different type of vegetation, rainforest, or any other thing which or the important trade routes. It is also important for international relations or current affairs, so we can use it in number of ways. But the thing is, we have will be able to draw this particular map. For it, you obviously have to remember the things, and the second most important thing is we have to repeatedly keep on practicing this particular map, so it will reduce the time in which you will be able to draw. So it's this particular strategy and this the way remembering world map through important locations which give them twists and turns. This particular strategy works for me. If it works for you, you guys can also follow it. And one more thing over here, with the end of Africa, Australia is over here, and from middle it's there. So you can also remember through these reference from one to another in proportion. So my advice will be try to practice this particular map more times, because then it will give you more accuracy, and also it will reduce your time.
Advantages of drawing maps. First, it gives us the more clarity when we are making notes. Second, it gives good impression to the examiner. Third, it helps us to locate things in much better way. Fourth, it saves a lot of our time. Fifth, it also helps us to fetch more marks during the examination. I hope this particular video of mine remembering the world map with important locations might have helped you, and I hope you guys will practice it. And if you guys like this particular video, then give a thumbs up and also share your valuable views that how was your experience in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching my videos.